All right, okay. I think that many of us are aware about GS1 and what we are doing. So I will not be spending so much time about GS1 as the organization. I will show you this one. I call this a vision of a circular value chain. I think this is the future vision of the value chain we are facing to fulfill the different requirements, but also to streamline the process to be able to share data between stakeholders in the global value chain and in an efficient way. What we want to do is to share relevant data, but also accurate data. And we also want the data to be real and true. So to speak, rely on actual figures and not just templates. And we can also see, and we know that the current value chain suffers from waste, limited transparency, and also traceability. With this in mind, there are requirements and challenges along the value chain, and I'm 100% sure that we are aware of all of them. There we are. What screen do you see? I'm showing something else.
We see a kind of light blue gray screen. Within the middle, you have your circle.
We have the circle, yes. Okay. Then it's a couple of things missing, but never mind. The journey of the product starts with the raw material, of course. Depending on the product type, these raw materials come from all over the world. For batteries example, cobalt and nickel comes from Africa. And as a consumer, we want more information about where products come from and whether they are, for example, purchased and produced in an ethical way, free from child labor, and with minimal environmental impact. Next phase, we have the manufacturing. It is a critical phase consisting of many different events and activities. And imagine that most products, they are not single components, but a large collection of different parts. And each of the parts have their own history and data. And all that data, we are supposed to share, not all data, but a lot of data we are supposed to share amongst each other. Next step in the wheel, we have distribution. Maybe not the most important part, but it still has an impact if we think of climate footprint and other things. Last but not least, we had a remanufacturing and redistribution part. The product life cycle refers to the process of moving a product from one part in the life cycle to another. And that may involve various activities, such as remanufacturing, repacking, repairing, and then selling to a new customer. So to achieve circular value chain, all stakeholders, you see like a white picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there are some, oh, there you go. Now you see the internal process, right?
We do, yeah.
Good. All stakeholders need to take responsibility, both regards to the internal processes, but also to the external processes to exchange information between stakeholders. And I'm sure that we have talked about interoperability a lot of times. The ability to exchange and use information. Maybe current way today is not as efficient as it wanted to be, but there are enablers. And now we come to the GS1 part. GS1 standards is one of the enablers. Our mission is to develop a common digital business language, an efficient and simple way for companies to communicate. a digital business language that works both on the local market, but more important than ever, to work on the global market as well. We bring companies and industries together and support them in developing a common digital language. 4 important things for GS1. We are global. No matter where you are in the world, you can always have support and use the GS1 standards. We are neutral, not for profit. We are user-driven. We have user groups. It's important for us that there is a need to develop something. GS1, we are not allowed to say that, do this, do that. There need to be a need. We are open. Standards can be used by everyone. And probably you have also seen the toolbox we have, or the recipe for, or the ingredients for the recipe that GS1 have. You know the identification part, GTIN, global trade item number, GLN, shipments. We have the 2D QR and also the standards for sharing the data. So I will actually skip this one and move forward to digital product passport and what GS1 as an enabler in this part. DPP is just one of many regulations. This is the design features. And I think Sophie already talked about this, so I will just move to, there's a list of prioritized product groups. We have textile, iron, steel, and the right approach is towards decentralized, not a centralized solution. You're not locked into any particular software. You leave the data where it is, but link the data together when needed. There will be public and restricted data. Mostly the restricted data is for market surveillance. We have authority, customs, and other agencies that need information. We will have different levels of granularity, how to identify the product, depending on the product category. And the economical operator is often the manufacturer or the importer, putting the DPP on the market. And just to make it a little bit more clear that when we look at, this is an excerpt from the ESPR. It's a general requirement for the product passport. And what it says is that you need to have a unique identity over time on the product. And GS1 already have that. We have the GTIN, we have the serialization. You need to have a 2D barcode or a 2D code or a barcode on the product, following the standard ISO 15459 or equivalent. Data according to open standards, interoperable format, and machine readable structure and readable. No lock-in effects for technology suppliers. It's not allowed. So the raw material is the first data for the digital product passport. Already in GS1, we have standards that can be applied. GTIN for the product example, we have GLN for the operator. We have other standards as well. And the methodology is that the next phase, the manufacturer in yellow, you see in the upper corner, the DPP is filled with more information. And the same for the distributor. We have the consumer, we have the disposer, redistribution, and so forth. So an example of the outcome when using the GS1 standards with DPP, the stakeholder scans the barcode or the QR code probably. You can get access to a lot of information. Product data, traceability, certificate information, recycling, etc. By using the GS1 standard digital link. You see in the upper part, HTTP domain name together with the structured, standardized way of expressing for an identity, for example. And then you have, you could use a resolver to redirect to the source of the data. So an example is to have the data from the certificator as an example. So this is just an example of what kind of data we could have. Climate footprint for each product step, country of origin, third-party certification. We have product category information about the material, and so on. And I said in the beginning, it's not just about DPP. We have other, when we do this, there could be other benefits. It's not just, it is about the DPP, but by doing this, we have other benefits as well. By using the raw data we have, we can also be aligned with other regulations and have a better, more effective supply chain, better traceability, etc. 11 minutes. Thank you.